welcome back to BookTube with Amy. Bit of a different setting today, I will explain. So over here at Taylor HQ, we have been getting our roof done. We needed an entire new roof, so that was fine. We had guys in, they started the work, and we had a bout of snow and really bad torrential rain, which unfortunately meant that we suffered some leaks. So basically all of the upstairs in our house was leaking. Our bedroom, office, library, upstairs hall, bit of a disaster. The worst room that was leaking was the library. Of course it was, after like just getting it finished and loving it. And unfortunately the guys who were doing the roof didn't act quick enough to got away the wet fiberglass and everything out of your loft, and so it's just putting a lot of pressure on the ceiling, and the ceiling in the library caved in. I'll insert a pic. So it's been quite a stressful week here, trying to get all of that sorted and organised to be fixed. At this stage we are unsure if our bookshelves have sustained any damage or if we're going to need quite a bit done to them. Unsure at this stage. There's certainly some shelves that will definitely need replaced. Thankfully no books have been damaged yet, but our house is still leaking, so I don't know what the state of your bookcases is going to be by the time everything is all done. So we are in the living room today, which is also a bit of a riot because we're in the middle of getting the last of our DVD units all built and organised, but it's fine, it's alright. I've been very stressed and very teary and upset about the entire situation, but Simon has been very good at keeping me calm. So we're doing a sustainable book box unboxing today. I realise I didn't say this before I went on to my rant. We're doing it basically just to cheer me up because I'm feeling crap. And as much as I love to listen to rain when I'm reading, like I didn't want to sign up for a 4D experience in my brand new custom built library, so aye, that's not great, but it's fine. We're here today and we are unboxing an Abominable book club box. So I have watched so many Abominable book club unboxings. I watch James religiously, and I also used to watch somebody else in the past who did them, and I really am struggling to remember their name, so irrelevant I guess. But I've wanted to try one of these for ages and ages. Last year when I was doing my sustainable book box challenge, I was mainly doing YA fantasy, so that I had like a bar, I guess, and they were all being set by the same standards. But this year I'm doing it a wee bit different, where I'm shaking up the genres to try and see if different genres I'm going to get better boxes from and maybe a better quality of book. So this is obviously a horror box, in case you couldn't tell by all of the blood spatter and stuff, but I'm very excited to get into it. I went for the full guts box. There's two options. You can go full guts where you get treats, snacks, bookmarks, stickers, all that type of stuff, or you go bare bones where it is just the books, but I needed cheering up, so we have went full guts. So in this box you actually get a new book and a used book, so it's not quite as sustainable as some of the boxes that I've tried in the past. But I know that Abominable Book Club have made a few changes to try and make it a wee bit more sustainable recently. So they do still have their new book and their used book, both included in the boxes, but they've stopped doing like your spoiler cards and things like that all the book boxes do, and they actually just have a downloadable one on their website that you can download if you particularly want to see it. But they've done that to try and help their carbon footprint a wee bit, and that's something that I always really appreciate, so I thought I would give them a go. So let's crack it open. Genuinely don't think I can wait any longer. So this is how it looks. Let's have a wee nosy and see what I've got. I just saw one of the books there that was very, very exciting. So the first book that I have received is The Trees Grew Because I Bled There, collected short stories by Eric LaRocca, who I obviously really, really love. And this is also signed by the author, which is pretty effing cool. It's signed there. So that's awesome, because I obviously already like this author and I already have two other books by Eric LaRocca, so I'm pretty excited about this. I'm going to see what stories are in here. So none of these stories are the individual books that I have got. I know he released a short story collection in the past where it was one of the books I have and other short stories. So pleased with this, so excited. This must be the new book. So then we also have another book here called Sister Maiden Monster by Lucy A. Snyder. So they do have an additional book in this one. Sometimes it's a book, sometimes it's a novella, or it's a magazine, or you get like an ebook to download. So it's pretty cool that I've gotten another physical book. That's pretty exciting. Oh, so this is like a post-apocalyptic story, but it is just women survivors, which is going to be so interesting, and this looks absolutely fantastic. Before we jump into doing the used book, I reckon we have a wee look at all the wee different treats and stuff that I got. So we have a couple of bookmarks here. You get a spookmark that comes with a wee short story or poem on the back. And then we've got another wee bookmark here. Now, I am not always a fan of bookmarks in a book box. I mean, I appreciate that you can't go wrong with a bookmark, but sometimes I do just feel like it's wasted paper and that people probably aren't going to use these, especially if this is a box that you purchase every single month. Like, how many bookmarks do you actually need? But like, just something to take note of. And then I've got a packet of bakery Welsh cakes, which are apparently soft cakes with currants and sultanas. I've never had a Welsh cake before, but those are nice. I believe that Abominable always try to get like locally sourced treats, and they always try to use like smaller companies, so you're then also supporting other small local businesses, which is always pretty cool. See what we've got in here. Oh my goodness, so many drinks. So I have a Nescafe cappuccino, I have Galaxy hot chocolate, I have a Lions coffee bag. I really like these, especially for when I'm like getting up and going in the morning to work and I don't have time to make proper coffee. And then I've got, I think this is mint chocolate tea. It is, which is really cool. I've never seen these before. And then I've also got red berries and cinnamon tea by the same brand. So that's awesome. I feel like you get quite a lot of selection there, which is quite good, because a lot of these boxes like will just be one or the other, tea, hot chocolate or coffee, and a lot of them you don't get to pick. So the fact that this has a wee selection of everything means that there's probably going to be something here that you'll enjoy. I know that these are pretty sustainable. I've used them before, and so the bag is fully compostable and the packaging is recycling. I'm just going to have a wee look at my two teas to see if it says anything about that on here. It doesn't tell me on this, but I'm sure I could look up that brand's website and have a wee nosy to see if their tea bags are biodegradable or not. So this is how the used book comes. Oh, there's actually, oh my god, this is awesome. There was a wee iron-on patch stuck to that there, and it says we all float down here, and it's a wee red balloon for it, like, and I fucking love it. So that would definitely be getting ironed on to something. That is awesome. Really impressed with that. So this is how the used book comes. It's got its wee wax seal, and then some wee blood marks on it. Very exciting. Oh my goodness, I can't get into it, man. It's fine, we got there, we got there. Oh, so this is Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice. I actually have never read any of the Interview with a Vampire books, but I was quite keen to try the first couple in the series, so I'm actually really happy with this. And it's like an old 80s copy looking like, which is just awesome because I do love a wee bit of 80s horror. And the book is in no bad nick. Like, the spine is pretty cracked and you can tell that it's been well read. But as I've said 1,000 times before on this series, like, that's something that I actually really enjoy. I think there's just something quite aesthetically pleasing about that. And I know that that gets folks goat, but I really like it because I like just being able to look at somebody's bookshelf and like try to see what their favourite book has been, be like how damaged the spine is. Overall, that's a pretty decent selection of books. I will read all 3 of these, which it's been a long time since that's happened, to be honest. it's been a long time since there was even a book in a box that I was excited for, and I am excited for all three of these. So a pretty brilliant box. So if you want to talk about price, this box was pretty reasonably priced. It was $24.95, I believe, and that included the shipping. And I think for the amount of contents of the box, that was brilliant. I mean, I've gotten 3 books, plus a whole host of treats, a cute wee iron-on patch, and some Welsh cakes. Like, I think that is pretty decent. I think that if I was to even go out and buy this new, you're talking like a tenner, about $10.99 usually Eric LaRocca's books are, but this is signed and a hardback, so potentially even more. So if you think about the cost of everything else, I think that is pretty reasonable. In terms of the quality of book, I'm really happy with the quality of the books that they've picked. I mean, that Anne Rice is a very well-known writer, and Interview with a Vampire is a very well-known series. I don't think that it's too yellowed, too damaged. The quality of the used book is pretty decent. Obviously these two are a wee bit different because these are 2 new books, but I'm still happy with these books. They're definitely 2 books well, this one I was excited for. This one I've never heard of, but I will definitely enjoy. So I think the quality of the books that they have curated here is pretty decent as well. I realise I didn't rate it for price. I'm just not having a great deal of the day. Apparently I can't talk or BookTube. So for price, I'm actually going to rate this box a 4. I think it was pretty decent. For quality of book, I'm going to have to rate it a 5. I appreciate that only one of these books were a used book, but I reckon like that should be measured in the sustainability category. I think for quality of book, I couldn't rate this anything lower than a 5. It's been absolutely fantastic. Then for luxury, I always say that when I open one of these boxes, I want it to feel as luxurious as possible. I want it to be the same level of excitement that I get when I open my Fairy Loot or an Illumicrate box. And I actually really did feel that for this. I feel like all the items I got are really brilliant. I really love the wee patch. I will use all of the drinks. The only thing that is potentially questionable is like the bookmarks. But I think that that's fine considering that is the only potential questionable one. And also, see, because these have raisins in them, Simon will eat them and I will get to devour this entire pack all to myself, which is pretty great, to be honest. And the quality of the books was really great. So I think for a luxury, I'm going to give this a 4. I think that it rates pretty highly. There's maybe just some other stuff that could have been included in here to have bumped that up. But I am really pleased with it. So for sustainability, the box is going to get a point for using a used book. Even though there was also 2 new books, I think that the fact that they're still putting a used book in their boxes a good impact to the environment. Have given other boxes that only have 1 book a point for it being a used book. So I think that that's fair. I'm also going to give it a point for its packaging. The only thing in here that was individually wrapped was the used book, and I appreciate with it being a used book they're trying to make it feel a wee bit more luxurious, and they sometimes announce like the new books in their boxes, so the used book is a bit of a surprise. And also the drinks, but both are fully recyclable, both are paper, so you can just go straight in the recycling bin, and nothing else is wrapped up or packaged, which I think is really good because I've marked boxes down for that in the past when absolutely everything comes individually wrapped. So I really did like that, and I felt like the packaging was pretty minimal. In here you can see it's like shredded cardboard that is in that, so again that can all just go fully in the recycling bin, and there's no too much of it either, and it didn't damage any of the items in the box the way that it came, so like clearly they have used just enough, and I'm really pleased with that. So I also want to give them a point because I know from watching so many unboxings in the past that when it comes to their treat item, it tends to be like chocolate or fudge or a cake or something sweet, that they do try to use locally sourced products, and they tend to be products from small business owners in the UK, and so I think that they need to get a point for that as well, because it's not going to cost as much to just like bulk buy a big stack of Cadbury Dairy Milk and get that shipped or whatever to you. Like, they're obviously going out to try and build these business relationships with smaller brands, and I'm all about supporting small local businesses, so I think that that is excellent, and they're helping their products be pushed further by including them in their boxes. So I want to give them a 3 for sustainability overall. So overall then, this box gets a 16 out of 20, which is pretty amazing. This is like the highest rated box that I've had in such a wee while, and I'm so chuffed because if ever there was a week that I needed cheering up, by the way, it was this one. So I'm so pleased with this, and I'm really pleased with all the books that I got. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying everything that you're reading at the moment. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!